Hi guys, and welcome back to the shed. So today, something a little bit different, probably won't interest many people and might send you to sleep. But in a week's time, I'm off to Austria, Italy and Slovenia. It's around 2,500 miles on the Tenere, and I thought I would do a video on what I go through to prepare the bike and how I pack the bike as well. Like I said, might not be everyone's cup of tea, but at least I can watch it back and see what I pack, because I always forget something. So first off, we'll go around the bike and we'll look at the things that I look at getting the bike ready for a 2,500 mile trip. Okay, so we'll start with the obvious things first. Has the bike got any oil? Yes, and it's black. It looks a little bit overfilled, but it is tipping forwards. Has the bike got coolant? Yes, it has. Other things to check is obviously your tyres and your brakes. So the front tyre, I have got a new one, but this one's still got 4.5mm and it only comes with 6.5mm. It's been on there for 9,000 miles, so easily can do another 2.5. I do that quite regularly. Every time I fit a new set of tyres, I always write down the mileage and I measure them quite frequently and note the mileage down, just so I know that how many miles I've still got left in each tyre. So yeah, front brake pads, plenty of meat on those. So oil, coolant, front brakes, tyre. Rear tyre, I put a new one on last week, brand new tyre. And at the same time, also cleaned, degreased all the chain and put some new wax on that. And at the same time, wheel bearings as well. So they're all good. I did inspect the brakes, but just have another look. They're all good. And that's pretty much all I go through. Obviously I check the controls. I do tend to over-fettle the bike and underuse it anyway. Has now done 20,000 miles. I think it's still in great condition, but I'm slightly biased. But yeah, nothing really much to check. Obviously the tyre pressures, they need a couple of PSI in each tyre. All the controls are good. The bike I serviced not long ago, so all the free play in the throttle, in the clutches, bang on. Yeah, nothing really to worry about. Like I say, I've got to scrub that new rear tyre in. I think that's pretty much all I check. I do ride the bike quite regularly, but it's not an everyday bike, so there's nothing untoward that I know. So yeah, that's it for the bike. Right, I'm just now going to talk about what I keep on the bike permanently. So I have 2 crash bar bags. So in this one is 2 tubes, a tubeless repair kit, even though I've not got tubeless tyres, but I always carry it, you never know, might be able to help someone else out, and a first aid kit. This side, I've got chain lube, some extra bits and pieces like tyre lube and some chalk dust, and a puncture repair kit, just in case I go through more than 2 tubes, and a visor care kit in there as well. So believe it or not, under the seat I managed to keep everything I need to get the tyres and tubes replaced. So under the seat here is tyre leaves. They're the eastbound, they fold down to nothing. So tyre levers and all the tools I need to get the wheels off. I've also got a small pump, some rim protectors, apart from the pump there. And I also keep spare batteries for my tyre monitor, tyre pressure monitor under here, spare fuses, etc, etc. But all that fits under the bike. So whether I'm riding the bike on a long trip or just taking the bike out, I've always got the stuff with me, either in the crash bar bags and under the seat, for me to change a tube if required. I like to be quite self-reliant regardless. I do have recovery, but you know, it's nice to be able to do it yourself. In the tank bag, all I keep in there is sat-nav case, some little locks there for my crash helmet, a puck, and obviously Krieger wallet as well, so my passport, any money, etc. will go in there as well. Okay, let's move on to what I actually pack on the bike. Now, it may look excessive, but it packs down pretty small. To some people it might be too much, to some people it might not be enough. But this is what I take. So, on the back seat in a dry bag would be the tent. It's quite, doesn't pack down too small, but it is a pop-up, so 2-second tent, pop, job's a good one. Got to have a chair. I want my comforts. I don't want to live like a homeless person. In the left pannier will go a jet boil, a wash kit. Looks quite large, but there's other things in there. Earplugs, eye wash, aspirin, etc. Need a cup. Got some coffees. Got some emergency noodles just in case we get caught somewhere we can't get any food. Got to have an emergency food and a speaker. Got to have some music. What also goes in this pannier is my underbed blanket, which is like a mylar blanket. Keep the cold from the ground from creeping through, and clothes. So all I take clothes wise is a pair of zip off cargo pants. So they're shorts and trousers all in one, fold up very small. I'm going to take a jumper because we're going to be up high elevation, so just for the chilly evening it's going to take a jumper. And the only thing that goes in here that I haven't packed is number of t-shirts, socks and undercrackers. So when I travel, the only thing that changes in the clothes department is, do I need a jumper and how many undercrackers do I need? Now, you know, I like to be able to take a fresh set for each day, but you know, sometimes you can make do and get 2 pairs out of one, you know, 2 days out of 1 pair. Also, another good tip is when your undercrackers start getting a bit ropey, put them to one side, and then when you go on your tour, take those ropey pants and then just throw them away after each day. Top tip. So, onto the sleep system. Again, like I said, I do not want to live like a homeless person, so I do like my comforts. I've got my, is it Big Ang? Oh, I never know how to say this properly. Anyway, I'll call it the Big Angus. So yeah, it's an insulated, folds down small, lovely comfortable bed. I've got a towel. I do plan on washing, believe it or not. I've got a jungle blanket. And I've got a sleeping bag. So a sleeping bag is a medium-sized sleeping bag. Like I said, we might be at high elevation, so I'm going to go to the medium. But if not, I've got my little jungle blanket there as well. A couple of pillows, and this is my over bed blanket, which holds my pillows in and stops them falling off the bed. There's nothing more frustrating than your pillow falling off. So that's basically it. All this lot will fit in, sorry, apart from the tent and the chair, both of these panniers, and the top box will literally have summer gloves or a spare pair of gloves, waterproofs. I've got a hat in there, high vis, and the camera gear and battery banks, which I'm charging now, will go in here as well. Check out this sticker. Quite funny. Yes, other things I carry in the pannier lids. I've got some sun cream, some repellent in that one. And this one is locked, that's very handy. Let's get the key. And in this one, in the lid, I've got my spork and I've got some baby wipes. So if I can't have a shower, at least I can have, you know, a bit of a council wash. Also, you might be able to have a, you know, a posh poo with a wipe as well. So I'll put the panniers on the bike and we'll get it loaded. Right, so the first one is my left pannier. It's the smallest pannier because clearance for the exhaust, and all that lot, so that's my whole sleep system, will fit in that pannier. Let's get it packed. Right, first off, stuff a sleeping bag in the bottom. Next one, then we've got a big anus. I must learn how to say that properly. And then we got our pillows, towel and bed blanket, and that's that one packed. So come and have a look. So that's all the sleep system in the smallest pannier. Loads of room. Let's now get this one packed up. So first thing to go in here, I can't pack it fully because I haven't got all the gear. So the underbed blanket goes in there, jungle blanket, wash bag. I will do a better job of this when I put my clothes in, because my clothes normally go down the side. But as you can see, I put all this lot in, it doesn't really fill any space. So that's everything else in. As you can see, I've got loads of space here for the clothes. I will just demonstrate by throwing these in. Still got loads of room. So all I've got to get in there is pants, socks and t-shirts. So yeah, plenty of room. Right, so that's the bike with all its panniers and top box on. So I'll put the tent and the chair in a dry bag. That will be strapped to the back here. Also provides a lovely backrest. Panniers you've seen being packed, and in the top box I like to keep it quite empty. So all that will go in here is my camera case, my charging case, because I can charge USBs through here. Obviously just need to run a lead down the side. which is up there. The other thing that goes in there is me Crocs, but I can't pack them because I'm still wearing them. And, you know, drinks, food, etc. on top of there as well. So, yeah, that's me fully loaded. Now, I don't consider it excessive, but by no stretch of the imagination, you know, am I taking the minimal amount you can get away with. But like I said, I don't want to live like a homeless person. There's no need for it. The bike can carry the gear. If I was to weigh this lot, it probably weighs around 20 kilos without the boxes. So, you know, it's not excessive. Anyway, let me know what you think. That's it for today's video, and the next video after this one, hopefully, should be me and Phil touring Italy, Slovenia, Austria. Yeah, so if you did enjoy, give us a like, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.